Hi, welcome to How to Design Your WordPress Site for Success with the theme 2017 and the page builder Elementor by Barbara Lorraine. Hi, I'm Barbara Lorraine. This is a part of the program where we're actually going to pull all the pieces together. In other classes, we talked about buyer behavior, buyer psychology, power words, color psychology, how to make the site SEO friendly, how to be mobile friendly, and media friendly so that we set ourselves up to be able to get on television, radio, to be covered by bloggers, local newspapers, even national media sites, and more. All of those show up in the website that we build, and we need to design for that because I've said it before and I'll say it again. We begin with the end in mind, and the end that we want is for your people to say yes, whether it's to signing up for your email, picking up the phone and calling you, clicking on a link to buy what you have to offer. It all begins on your web. Well, an important part of it is how you have your website structured with all of those pieces that we've already mentioned. Sometimes people make the mistake of thinking that building a website includes simply these pieces that we're going to talk about in this video. No, not by a long shot. What you say, how you say it, who you show yourself to be, and on, those all have an important impact on your success and your ability to provide solutions for your prospects and clients so that you can help them succeed also. Having said all of that, let's get into WordPress. But when you first go into WordPress, you'll put in for me, the website I'm working on and building on the spot here is queenbeeclub.com/WP-admin. What will come up on the screen right here is it will ask for your login or email address. You'll put that in and then you'll add your password. Then when you hit enter, you'll go to this page here, and I'll go ahead and put on my glasses. And in case you're wondering, because we are working on actually building a website live, during this video, I want you to see I've got my assets that I'm going to be using over here, ready to go on the desktop, ready to drag into the theme. So I like to begin at appearance, and let me say the dashboard is this area on the left, and we click on appearance, and then it's already taken us into themes, and we'll be building this site with the theme 2017. Let's say that it weren't already loaded in here. We would click add new, search themes, and you'd put in 2017, and then that theme window would show up right here. I already have it installed and I already have it activated. So I get this notice, hey, dummy, you've already got this installed. So we don't need to do anything here. I just wanted to show you that just in case 2017 isn't already loaded up as the theme that's installed. Now we're going to make some changes in our WordPress site. So we click on Customize. And here are the choices that come up. We begin with the site identity. And I'm going to, okay. I've already loaded some things onto the home page, but we'll just disregard them for now. So on the site identity, our site is Queen Bee Club. Now, I would have liked for my domain name to be queenbee.com. Guess what? Somebody else owned that. So you have to be a little tricky in thinking of what will actually communicate your brand and your business and not be too long, I will be having a membership on this site, and so that it's the Queen Bee Club is just fine with me. And then the tagline is fun and learning for kids. And we can either display the tagline on the header, or we can leave it out, and I'm going to leave it out. Personal choice, that depends on how things look after you set up your header. I'm not adding a logo here. We don't really need it. The logo would be displayed on, let's go back here. The logo would be displayed like right here. And you'll see, because of the way I have this header set to be set up, don't need it, don't want it. What we do want, however, is at the top of any website page, there's an icon to identify that page. And so for this site, the icon is, and I already have it loaded on here, is this face of the Queen. Now let's pretend I didn't already have it loaded on here. I would go upload files. Here's that icon. I would just drag and drop it over, which means I'm holding down on the keypad. You might be holding down on your mouse key, right clicking or left clicking, and then dragging the image over. Boom, it gets installed, easy peasy, and then we select. Then you have to make a lot of little decisions. I don't like that her head is partially cut off, and I don't want her to lose her little pinky finger. So instead of cropping the image to make it perfectly fit, we're going to skip cropping. And there is the icon. And here is the icon up here. We save and publish. When you're working on most things, whether it's a Word document, an article that you're writing, a post, or in this case, the website, save your work or it goes bye-bye. You can save yourself a lot of aggravation. Now here we have a choice of colors, which is the background of the site. It can be light, it can be dark, and let me show you what a site looks like. I'm taking you now to my barbaralorraine.com website as an example. See here, this site with the white background looks pretty clean, huh? Now let's make the background dark. All of a sudden, it has a different feeling, doesn't it? It's heavier, it's more dramatic. Is that what I want to convey with the Barbara Lorraine site? No, I want people to feel uplifted, encouraged, hopeful. So again, back to the light. Big difference, huh? Back to the Queen Bee site. So here's how it would look if it were dark. Not suitable for kids. Let's stick with the light background. And there we go. Save and publish. Click this back arrow to go back to our customizing list of opportunities. One of the very cool things about the 2017 theme is that on your header, you can have a video. Now, I'm not putting a video onto the Queen Bee Club site, but let me show you on one of my clients how it looks when there's a video header. Doesn't that look nice? Her navigation is here. So the moment you go to the site, you know that you're in for something elegant, nature, nice. There's no call to action here, but there is. And notice here is a place where we left the site name and the tagline on the page because most of the image is up above it. Just so that you've seen that, just as an option. Oh, and if you choose that option, all you do is go to a YouTube video that you have the legal rights to use. You grab the URL, meaning you select and copy the URL, paste it here for that video, paste it in here, and that's how I got that video onto that other site. Now, we're not doing a video at the top of this site. What we are doing is adding our header, which we've already created and loaded in here, but I'm going to show you how it goes. And as I'm dragging this image over here, I know it's tiny, but I hope you can read. I have it numbered, the header, but it's also, I've compressed the file. Later on, I'll show you how to do that, because in terms of load time for your site, compressing your images is very important. And again, see, we could crop this image, but I'm going to skip cropping. And then down here we can see, here's how it looks on a website. Here's how it looks on a tablet. Here's how it looks on a phone. So we don't have to wonder how responsive or how well our header is showing up or other elements. We can always go down to the bottom of the page and see how it's displaying. Now, regarding this image, and that is in there. So I need to go back to that page and take these out because we don't really need them there. Although it's not horrible though, is it? Not horrible, but a little redundant because it already says it's the Queen Bee Club. I'll tell you what, I would leave it there if Google could only see the site title and tagline if it were posted on the screen in the header, but that's not the case. The search engines can see it just in the, that we've put it there. So now we're, oh, and the other thing is originally when I had this image, go back to this one. I had the Queen Bee over here, and here there was a sound cloud that said fun and learning for kids, or crazy fun for everyone, or silly fun for everyone. That, however, you have to always check how things are displaying on a phone, because you may or may not know over 50% of usage on the internet is now done on the phone. So we want the title of our page to be fully visible on the phone, not just on the website. Okay, we're going to save and publish that. And then we're going to go, and is there anything else on this page? Nope, that's it. See, here's the old image that used to be there. Now there's the new image. Everything's looking good. We go back to site identity, where, see, this is clicked, display site title and tagline. See, it looks better without it, don't you think? See, and it's, I just said it looks better, don't you think? But when it comes to designing your site, it's begin with the end in mind. Is it functioning? Is it going to look best to the viewer? Is it going to make their experience easier, a better impact, more entertaining, or any of that? I think this says plenty. Queen Bee Club, who is that? Well, that's me for this. For this site is for my children's books project, and I call myself Queen Bee, so that's me. That's me. We save and publish that because we did make a change. And now we go back to, we've done the site identity, we've chosen the background colors, the header media. We're going to skip, well, we'll go ahead and go to menus and say, here's our top menu. Well, we've got one we've got one item here on the menu, and we really can't have more than that yet, and I'll tell you why. The menu is of pages that we choose to post here, and we haven't done any pages yet. So now we're going to go back, we're going to go out of here, and we're going to go into the main WordPress dashboard, and we're going to look at all pages. And see here, we only have the home page. So now we're going to add new. And I've got my pages that will be shown later on down here. We've got that home. This is about. Up and check your spelling, especially if you have long nails like I do. So we're going to add that and publish the page. I know we don't have anything on it yet, not to worry. We'll come back to that. For now, we're loading in the pages that we can add to the menu. The next one is shop. I think it might be called store, but that's what I'm going to call it for now. And then oh, people can also schedule Queen Bee, that's me, for their event. Add new. Bee for your event. I probably could say book Queen Bee for your event. I'm a little hesitant to use that word because I do sell books, more and more books. For now, there's just one book available, but I've already got 4 or 5 more written, ready to go. So I don't want to confuse people. However, they can book me for their event. And I'll add here another page, which we will need to do soon, and we'll put their media. I'll put their media and publish. And notice once you publish it, then it says update. So if when we come back to this page to change things, then we'll call it update. Now let's go back to our pages and look at all of them. Now we've got an about page, book Queen Bee for your event, the home page, a media page, don't worry, you'll understand what that is in a little while, and shop, which obviously is a place where people can go and buy stuff. Now that we have done that and we have those pages in, now let's go back to appearance, which is where we find customize, menus, add a menu. Well, notice I create menu. Notice that this is not where we want to be. I wanted to show you it from there so that you could see there's a better place for you to add the menu. And that is, right here is appearance, and there's menus. It's just less confusing, especially since notice on this page, we've got the media page, which is where people from television, radio, blogging, or other places will look for items that they expect to see about you and images and things that they can use in promoting you. So we want all of these pages, and we're going to add to menu. But before we do that, you want to always check, because there are 2 kinds of menus that will show on your page. The top navigation menu, and then there's an option at the bottom of having a social media menu. We're working now on the top navigation menu. So it's top menu, Drag each item into the order you prefer. Oh, so we'll not only be able to add these items, we'll also be able to change the order of them. So we go add to menu, and now there they are. Oh, except it added another homepage. That's curious, but I'm not going to worry about that for now. What we do want to do, though, is change the order. And notice we just drag and drop the item where we want it to be. We want them to know more about us. We want them to shop. We want them to book us for their event. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And one of these home pages is redundant. I don't know yet which one, so I'm not going to take it out yet. And then we save menu. Oh, I know, I actually clicked it over here and added it to the menu. So let's look at this. And we're going to remove this one because we don't need two home menus. And again, it says it's a top menu. Here's there an option to automatically add new pages to this menu. Don't do that. There might be things that you don't want to have show up on the menu. Instructions for customers or the media, or in my case, on my Barb Lorraine site, I interview people. I don't want the whole world to get my instructions for people who I'm going to interview, so I don't put that into the navigation. I email that, or I somehow convey that information to the people that I'm going to interview. Makes sense, right? And then easy peasy, we save that menu, and let's see what it looks like. There, we have our header up. We have our top navigation up, and that means we have these various pages. And notice that there is a link to each of those pages, but we have not put in any content yet. So we'll go back here, back to customize. We've done the site identity, colors, header media, menus. Now let's go to widgets. We have a blog sidebar widget, which we are not going to use. We defined this as a one-column site. And then we'll look at the content. And we have already put in here our address and contact information here to go into the footer. So we can close that. Now the other thing that we have already put in is legal, what I call legal stuff. Every website page is required to have information about your privacy policy, the terms and conditions that people visiting your site are agreeing to, and also any disclosures or disclaimers that you might have. I already put in the title of that, and we're going to come back to this page in a moment because there's another step that we have to take. We're going to go back here to the WordPress dashboard. We're going to go to pages, all pages. And what we need is a page to hold that legal stuff. Are we going to have that on our top navigation bar? No, not necessary. We're going to add that page, add new, and we're going to call it legal stuff, because to put all of that stuff that I mentioned before is just way too much. Now, would you like to sit down and write out all about your privacy policy and about the terms and conditions of your site? No, you're going to have plenty of writing to do. So let me show you this cool thing. Here's Ben Nadel, two guys who are going to make our life easier. And you simply type in here your company name Mine is Possibility Productions Group, LLC. We're state of operation. And that generates the terms of service agreement, all legal schmeagle where you do business. Copy that. Copy that. Now down here is the HTML of that. I just want the text. Then I'm going back to the website. I'm going to simply paste that in. Boom. Legal schmeagle almost. Now, in addition to the privacy policy and the other things, I said that we also need to add, wait, let's go back for consistency. The privacy policy, they use upper and lower case, and they're using heading 2. This is where I'm looking. This is where you determine the size of the text on the page. It could be paragraph, but then it wouldn't stand out as a heading. Search engines prefer for heading 1 to be reserved for the page itself. So this legal stuff automatically gets put into the header 1 size. So you never use it on your website. Okay, so back down here, we're putting in this, and not all in caps because we want to be consistent. But we do want to spell right, disclosures. And I'm not going to add those in now, but we'll put that on our to-do list. We will want to do that later. And then we have made a change on that page, so we publish. The other thing that we're going to do on that page is to copy. It's going to. I clicked on it, so it went to the page. Is carefully copy the title of that page. Why am I doing that? Because then we're going back to customize. We're going back to widgets. And in our footer 1, with the legal stuff, see, we've already got our title there. Now we're going to put in that this is going to be linked to that other page. Cool. Linked to the other page. And then but we don't want it to look like that. Okay, let's take that out. Okay, so we're going to say terms, not in caps, terms, policies, disclosures. Then we're going to make that a link. And here then, we're going to put them in. Notice before, without adding this to link from, it was making that URL the link. That's messy. We don't want to do that. So then we save and publish. And then let's look back quickly at our site. Refresh the page. Scroll to the bottom, and there we have our contact information and the legal stuff. And here this then is supposed to be linking to legal stuff page. And from customize, I believe we finished that list. Oh, no, we didn't. Static front page. From here we say we don't want, you can have it your latest posts. Or you can have it, which would be, there's latest post, or you can have it a static page so that it will always be the same about one of your other pages. I'm going to choose the home page to be the place that we want people to go to first. Next, we go to theme options, and we're going to build the home page. The home page is one of the most important pages because more often than not, that's where people will end up first on your site, isn't it? We're going to edit this page with Elementor. To plugins, add new plugin. It's a page builder. So I'll put Elementor. Now I've already got this activated. That's why this box is grayed out. I can't click on it because again, it's dummy. You already have this installed. Now, if it weren't, we can use this as an example. You would go install now, and then the activate button would come up. And then as soon as you finish those steps, then Elementor becomes available for you here in this sidebar. Since we've already got it good to go, we're going to just go back to our pages, to the home page. And we already have in mind what we want to have happen on this page. You've already seen the header. Let's look at my barbaralorraine.com site as an example of how Elementor can work. Notice that the header is here. It goes all the way across the page. I've got a video. I've got an opt-in form. That's often all that you want to have happening above the fold is what they call it. Your call to action is here. In this case, I want people to sign up for my free gift. I want them to get more information about what I do and what I offer by watching the video. I want them to get a good feeling of, oh, look at how happy and smart she looks. The logo communicates, oh, you're gonna go to the upside. It's about small business success. That's all that the above the fold has to do. There are other gifts that I offer from Elementor. You have different configurations that you can set up. Things can go halfway across the page as these do. They can go all the way across the page. You can have text, you can have images, you can have paragraphed text as opposed to titled text. And then here I have these set up. Notice how the cursor turns into a hand. That means that these all go to other pages. And just to show you how that works, I clicked on the page for the store, and here you can go to the store for that site. Again, all set up in Elementor with the containers that make it easy for me to display social proof. Okay, having looked at how that site looks, now in Elementor, you're setting up containers for columns, for a heading, for an image, for text, for video, for a button, a divider, a spacer, Google Maps, a logo, an icon, and then more, an image box, icon box, lots of different. I love this testimonial one. Now let's walk through and actually show you how some of this works. So at the top of this page, we don't want a text box going all the way across. What we want, add a new section, and you choose, remember what we want is the video. Is the video on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side, the opt-in. Although for now, we don't have the email set up for them to opt in to. So what we want is the video on the left. And let's see if I still have that URL loaded. And again, we take out that title so that it just looks nicer. On the right-hand side, we want some compelling copy. So we go back to, after we've got the video loaded in, now we go back to our widget choices by choosing this little box up here. You just click on that, and then your choices appear. We want to say something about the site and the video, and so we grab some title, and let me show you that again. To get rid of a container, or the contents of a container, you just click back there on the X, and do I want it to be heading text or do I want it to be paragraph text? I think we want it to be heading text. And then we'll want it to be centered. Follow me as I move around the page making changes. And then to edit the text, you do that on the left-hand side of the page. I still sometimes try to edit it over here. It won't work. That place to edit text is over here. So I'll say, welcome to Silly Fun for Every Queen Bee and her friends are here to educate, and entertain you. Okay, and it won't stay that way. In fact, I don't like that. I prefer, and so you can't edit over there. How would you like to have some silly fun today? Queen Bee and her friends are here to educate and entertain. Educate, entertain, and delight you. There, that's good enough for now. You go up to style. I don't want it to be that color. Now and here's where you can change the color. There are going to be so many colors on this page that I like the idea of keeping the color pretty neutral. Not harsh like black, but just a little neutral. And we can change the size of the text here if we want to. We can make it bigger so that it fills in that whole square. Or we can make it smaller. However we want it to be. Kids kind of like to have big text, don't they? And so we've made it that way. You can change the type of the font you use. I kind of like the Arial, but choose what you want. And you can change the weight. The default is 900. I think it looks nicer if it's smaller than that. Or you can transform it to uppercase, lowercase, capitalize, or normal. We've got it at normal. We're going to leave it there. Now we can change the line height, adding more space so that the size of this box is the same as the size of the video on the left. Or, look at this, we can make the video bigger and then go back and change the line height to make it fit with the size of the box on the left. Letter spacing, I think the letter spacing is fine. And do we need a text shadow? Just because you can doesn't mean you should. We want to make the site always easier in terms of readability, in terms of how it looks. I call it, don't junk stuff up. Just because you can add a shadow doesn't mean you should. Just because you can add 15 different colors on a page doesn't mean you should. So we save that and we add another section. In this next section, what we're going to do is add a section with 3 containers. Oh, but you know what? Before we do that, I'm going to take that out. So the viewer is going to see the video and some text that explains a little bit about what it is. Then what we're going to do next is have people look at, well, what is on this site? So we're now going to go back to add a divider. When you go from one type of content to another type of content, I think it's a good idea to let the viewer know, now we're going to be doing something different. And what I'm going to be doing next is putting in links to the pages that we've created. A little different, so we're going to put in that divider, which will just make it look better and break up. Okay, here we've been talking about the site and Queen Bee. Now we're going to look at what the pages are. The kinds of containers we want here are, I've already got them loaded up here on the page, is we're going to put in images. Above the video is images. And notice the about and other images have already been compressed. This image hasn't been compressed yet. So we're going to put it into this page and we're going to compress it. And there is our home page. Compress. No, that's not. Oh, did we hit the button? Stop. Right, we've got this image in here. Now we're going to compress it. Now we download, and there is the download. Patience now, Barbara. Now what I did not do with this image is size it to make sure that it's exactly the same size as the others. We're not going to concern ourselves about that. Oh, and I just demonstrated for you, you don't put the pictures in here, you don't put the text in here, all the action is over here. So you choose your image. This one is not yet loaded into the site, has not been uploaded. So we're going to upload it now. and insert. And there it is. Now I think that is a little smaller than what we want it to be relative to the other ones. We'll go back later and resize it. For now, I want to show you here's how we put the other images in. Got home, we've got about, oh, and I showed you that again. The images go into here. And friends, insert media. See, I'll go back and make this image larger. And the next thing that we want is the shopping. Oh, but before we can put in the files, we really should choose the image box to put it into. And then choose your image. And we've already chosen shop. Insert media. And we're going to add 3 more of these boxes. And so in this one, we want an image. There it is. We want an image. And you know, this one, we also want an image. And this one, we also want an image. And so for this one, make sure you're on the correct one. See it puts a blue box around it when you've got the right one chosen. Locate media, and it is Book Queen Bee for your events. Oh, nope, we want to do about Queen Bee. And insert media. Oh, we already did that one. I thought I had skipped that. So we're going to show you what happens when you choose the wrong image. So the one we actually want to choose is here. And we're going to insert that media. And it goes right on top of the one that we had chosen in error. And then we're choosing this image. Go back to choose image. And so we've got about, shop, and books. And we're going to put in one that we haven't discussed yet, just so that we can have our boxes filled up. Oh, and we need to resize that one also. And that'll be the same in this case. We want to upload files and put that one in there. Insert media. Now see, we've got sizes that we want to change. We're going to probably want to change these sizes. Not to worry, when you're building your website, you're going to need to make changes on things. So this is a perfect example of that. Okay, now that we've got our navigation buttons, what else are we going to need here? Well, we're not ready yet with all of the assets that we need. And when I use the term assets, what I mean by that is images, videos, text that you're going to be using. Now, what we will want is another divider, because what we will be adding next will be, oh, I know, let me demonstrate. Well, we'll be, yeah, let's not do that. Will be what other people have said about Queen Bee's books. We go up here. This is, I think, a very cool widget for doing your testimonials, and the changes all get done over here. And say, I love reading Queen Bee's books. In fact, I cooked the recipe, the so we've got a picture there of Riley. We're going to save that in here and drag that out into the desktop so that we don't lose it. Choose your image, upload files, insert media, and go to the name, Rye, and Fun Kid. Okay, number one. See, when you try to do it over here, or if I try to do it over there, it will never work. And then you can put another testimonial. Where did that go? Here it is, over here. And look at it, it's a nice format, isn't it? We're not going to fill this one out now. I just want you to see. The purpose of your website and your testimonials is to inspire visitors to say yes to whatever it is that you ask them to do. They have to trust you. That doesn't happen automatically. You have to work to build trust. Show that you understand your site visitors, that you care about them, and that you will provide them with value. In this case, people who come to Queen Bee Club, they're looking for fun and for silliness and for kids stuff. And so even in the testimonials, I show that that is what we deliver from Queen Bee Club. Next, here, I want a header. So I'm going to hover on this right hand. Am I on the right hand side? Hover, I'm going to click on the right hand side, and you get to make another one. Though now another container is here. Now I'm going to go back to here and click heading and drag that over, center it, and say in the text that they're saying about Queen Bee. And remember to go up then to style, and that we said we don't really want a whole bunch of different colors here. Although we could, couldn't we? We could use this blue as our header color, but for now I'm going to just leave it gray. And then, okay, so this section is what they're saying about Queen Bee. Barbara Lorraine, and that's both with these testimonials and also what they're saying in the media. So I'm going to add here for now a media link. And let's say I'll add from Joy Publications, my editor. And here we'll have another one that will be, well, and actually we'll make these, will be images, an image, and another image. Why are we adding these kinds of things here? Well, because what other people say about me as Queen Bee, about you with your expertise, your products, etc., that carries a lot of weight with buyers. And so we want to make it easy. Remember, we want to make it easy for people to say yes. At first, I decided to share social proof in the boxes you see here. So I decided to add a heading, highlights and awards, and then to show off some of the stuff that I've done and awards I've been given as proof of my associations and of my talents. We would then add, well, first, what is this? The next thing that we're going to add is center it, and then why not join the fun now? Why not join the fun? Why not now? And save that. Every once in a while, just save. And see, we've got a line here. I want that divider above here because now we're doing something different here, aren't we? So we break it up and we change the color of that text to, maybe we'll make it blue now, because now we're making a call to action. We're going to be making a call to action with the next item, which will be a button. And it says, now click me. I'm going to say get free stuff. Free, not just free stuff, but free fun stuff. And we'll center that. And we will change the color of that. The text color, we want the background color. And a lot of the research says that the best color for a button to be the color of action is orange. So almost always for a button, I choose orange. And I'm going to go back up here to the typography size. I'm going to make that text even bigger. Get free fun stuff. Want to join the fun? Why not now? Get free fun stuff. And then, because this is a child site, the parent might want to say, well, hold on, what's this all about? So we add another bit of text here. want more info. And we want to center that, the text editor, content, what happened? All right, we've got the text editor, want more info, we want to content is centered. Want more info. We're not going to make that real big, but you know, if a parent sees it and wants more information, hey, there you go. So I think I'll make that text color a little bold, a little more black, and then save. And then see, this would then go to the About Us page or something where parents or child care providers can get more information about what's going on this site. Visit queenbee.com. You'll see it's a work in progress. And of course, you can find me always at barbaralorraine.com on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube.